nearing Florida and nearing the end of its mission, now at an altitude of 154,000 feet, descending at a rate of 228 feet per second, range to the landing strip.
Houston, we may be UHF only, but we like TACANs. Take TACANs.
Okay, Kurt, we heard you loud and clear, but here comes TACANs.
Atlantis now using navigational aid, 3 redundant tactical air navigation units aboard the orbiter, which receive range, elevation, and bearing data from radio beacons located at the Kennedy Space Center. That data is being processed through the general purpose computers for use for the guidance, navigation, and control of the orbiter.
Atlantis Houston, energy, ground track, and nav are go.
Okay, great news. Thanks, Kurt.
Onboard computers have retargeted Atlantis for runway 15 of the Kennedy Space Center, the northwest to southeast approach. Atlantis at an altitude of 140,000 feet now, range to touchdown 216 nautical miles. The orbiter's air data system now deploying probes located on each side of the orbiter's nose. Those probes have pressure ports which sense the impact and static pressure readings at various points. Those readings are fed back into the general purpose computers to assist Atlantis and its navigational aids for dynamic pressure, airspeed.
Houston, take air data.
Roger, take air data.
Also providing Commander Hoot Gibson and pilot Charlie Precourt with the correct Mach numbers, the angle of attack, and the rate of descent. This is Mission Control, long-range tracking cameras at the Kennedy Space Center, now showing the Shuttle Atlantis as it approaches runway 15. Time to touchdown is 5 minutes. Commander Hoot Gibson about to intercept the heading alignment circle, which he will use as a point of reference to negotiate his way around the final alignment of the shuttle with the runway to gather the desired altitude, airspeed, and rate of descent. Atlantis coming home with a record equaling crew of 8 members aboard, including 2 Russian cosmonauts and U.S. astronaut Norm Thagard.
Atlantis Houston, we see you approaching the hack on energy.
Okay, copy on energy. Thanks, Kurt.
Atlantis at an altitude of 50,000 feet now, range to touchdown 25 nautical miles, all of it. Commander Hoot Gibson has now taken over manual control, flying the orbiter around the heading alignment circle to align Atlantis with runway 15, the northwest to southeast approach. Time to touchdown, 3.5 minutes. All of Atlantis' systems continue to work in excellent fashion, and the weather continues to be more than acceptable for landing with clear skies, good visibility, a few clouds around the shuttle landing facility, but nothing that would impede the landing. The switch in runways from the southerly approach to the northerly approach from the northwest to the southeast was done about 15 minutes ago while Atlantis was crossing the Pacific Ocean to enhance the visibility for Commander Hoot Gibson and pilot Charlie Precourt. Gibson has now initiated a banking left-hand turn over runway 15. Atlantis under 30,000 feet to the runway.
Atlantis Houston, on energy at the 180.
Okay, thanks, Kurt.
Again, this infrared long-range tracking camera at the Kennedy Space Center, clearly showing the Shuttle Atlantis at the correct angle of attack. Time to touchdown, 2 minutes.
Atlantis Houston, on energy at the 90.
Commander Hoot Gibson.
Okay, copy on at the 90.
Commander Hoot Gibson, 3/4 of the way through his banking left-hand turn. He will be aligned with runway 33 in just a few seconds. Orbiter navigation now being guided by the microwave landing system at the Kennedy Space Center.
Atlantis Houston, copy. Runway in sight.
Now just a minute and a half from touchdown. Atlantis at 11,000 feet.
Kurt, we just got a master alarm with no message. We're pressing on.
We understand.
Atlantis coming down the pike, on target for a landing less than a minute from now. Descending at a very steep angle, Gibson will shortly pull up the nose in a pre-flare maneuver. Gibson now flaring up the nose, landing gear deployed by pilot Charlie Precourt. Atlantis just a few hundred feet off the deck. Main gear touchdown. The drag chute being deployed by pilot Charlie Precourt, and nose gear touchdown. Atlantis rolling out on runway 15 at the Kennedy Space Center to complete a 4.1 million mile mission and the first docking with the Russian space station MIR.
Houston, Atlantis. Kurt, we've got wheel stop.
Atlantis Houston, we copy. Wheel stop and welcome home, Atlantis. Welcome home, MIR 18. Congratulations on your perfect end to your historic mission. A new era in human spaceflight has begun.
Thank you, Kurt. We couldn't have said it better. We're proud to have been part of it.
And Atlantis Houston, stand by for your post-landing deltas. You have no deltas to your post-landing or go to pick up on page 5-3.
Okay, 5-3.
Hello? It's online now. Hello? Captain Gibson?
Hello, Mr. President. This is Captain Gibson. We're online.
Welcome home and congratulations.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. It's a pleasure for us to be back on the ground again and to have had the opportunity to take part in this flight.
Well, the pictures were wonderful, and we all watched you with absolute fascination and incredible support and enthusiasm. This is truly the beginning of a new era of cooperation in space between the United States and Russia. We built a new relationship between our two countries. We're doing things together, and I think that what you and your team and what the Russians did together symbolizes that more than anything that I could ever say. And I think because of your mission, now the United States and Russia, with our partners in Canada and Japan and Europe, are going to be able to meet the challenge of building the International Space Station. And I hope you and all of your team members will take an enormous amount of pride in that.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for those extremely kind words. We certainly will, and I can tell you very honestly that at least all of us on the crew have a lot of very good friends in Russia and among the Russian Cosmonaut Corps and elsewhere in Russia, and I look forward very much to all of us continuing this.
So do I. Before I sign off, I know you're tired and I know you're glad to be home. I want to offer a special congratulations to Norm Thagard on his record-breaking stay on orbit. We're all very proud of that, and I want to invite the entire crew to the White House as soon as you can come, because I want to hear some more about the mission, and we need to talk about where we're going from here to keep the United States commitment to space exploration, travel, and to keep our whole program strong and alive.
Mr. President, thanks for the words. This is Norm Thagard. The Russians took good care of me. We're great friends, so I think if what we did on a personal level is any indication, there won't be any problem with us on an intergovernmental level as well. And I'm sitting here looking at my two Russian crewmates, and I couldn't be more pleased with the crew that I've ever had.
The next time we have any problems between American and Russian officials, I'm going to send them into space. I think I now know how to solve all international problems. I thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing all of you. Welcome home.
Thank you, Mr. President. We really appreciate your time and your support.
Thank you. Goodbye.
And we do see Commander Hoot Gibson climbing down the stairs as he's followed by, looks like his pilot, Charles Precourt, as well as mission specialists Ellen Baker, Greg Harbaugh, and Bonnie Dunbar. There's obviously a lot of smiling faces as the crew have returned to Earth safely at the Kennedy Space Center's shuttle landing facility. Hugs, handshakes with the members of the launch team who supported their ability to spend the last 10 days in space. Of course, they are now going to be heading back shortly to their crew quarters, but first they will take a brief walk around of the vehicle, inspect the tires, look at the Shuttle Atlantis that brought them safely back from space. Again, a picture of Administrator Dan Golden standing next to General Kopchev, the Director General of the Russian Space Agency, as he witnessed the landing of Atlantis. Both of them actually witnessed the landing of Atlantis at the Kennedy Space Center. Obvious interest from the crew in the landing gear. This is one of the final components of the orbiter to operate. Of course, the landing gear is stowed on the vehicle prior to it being stacked to the external tank, and of course it was stacked to the external tank back couple of months ago, where it remained out at the pad. Of course, the landing gear dropped with no problems at all. This is certainly one of the areas that the crew does like to look at. They're being addressed by the NASA's Administrator Dan Golden. Of course, we do not have any audio of this. We just have pictures of this. We do expect that a press conference to be coming up shortly with Mr. Golden and Mr. Kopchev, as they will address news media at the Kennedy Space Center. That will follow the post-landing press conference, which should be coming up in the next few minutes.